Welcome to our Thinking About Celebrating 7-minute briefing. During this briefing, we will be covering the following topics: our intention, how to begin, being thoughtful, thinking of others, looking after yourself, what are the alternatives, and keeping up to date. We are now going to begin the briefing with the first section, which is our intention. This 7-minute briefing has been created as a tool for you to use to empower and build your confidence in having strength-based conversations around the messages of celebrating Christmas safely. We need you, your knowledge, your skills, and the trust you have with the people you work with to be able to support healthy changes in behaviour and ensure that people in the borough can receive accurate information and up-to-date messages. We want our communities to keep safe, stay well, and know what's available. We also want to support people to think twice, act now, and act safely so that we can enjoy the things that we love later and to get through this challenging time together. Section 2. How to begin. We can begin by having conversations with the people that you are working with around what the current guidance is and what reliable messages are being used. It is also about utilising your networks and connections, your trust, your knowledge, and your own strengths to be able to support people to make their own informed choices, as well as encouraging them to make small changes if people are wanting to get together safely. There is a useful link into having a conversation around the 5 ways to wellbeing that can help as a starting point and assist you in using skills such as active listening and also applying strength-based conversations. This can then be explored by asking effective open questions such as: how are you feeling? What do you know? What are you aware of? What have you tried? Which all help to develop these conversations that little bit further. Section 3. Being thoughtful. Just because we've been told we can meet in Christmas bubbles doesn't mean we have to. It's about thinking twice. It's not rushing into making those decisions, and creating a bubble will increase the spread of COVID-19 across the borough. Mixing it will increase it further, and what we are trying to prevent is another lockdown in January. We want to prevent the spread of the virus, so we need to be thoughtful and think twice about protecting our vulnerable loved ones. Think twice before we meet them, and if we do have symptoms, then don't visit people. Ensure that you self-isolate and book yourself a test as soon as possible. Section 4. Thinking of others. So if you are going to be gathering with family and friends, think about the messaging and that it's not changed since the beginning of the pandemic. Wash your hands, wear a face mask, and keep your distance to a minimum of 2 metres. But there's also been another element that's been added, and that's ventilation. Ventilation is about making sure that the fresh air can flow through a house so it can dissipate any of the virus droplets that might be in the surrounding air. Keep doors and windows open, clean touch points, don't share cutlery and plates, and just think about what you can do if you are going to gather and what you can do to make those little swaps and changes to stay safe. Research identifies that 1 in 3 people who have COVID-19 do not have symptoms. So if you are going to be gathering with loved ones, please do everything you can to act now and reduce your risk of spreading the virus. Section 5. Looking after yourself. Even though we will be thinking of others, we also need to look after ourselves. If you do have symptoms, please book a test as soon as possible. Tests are available over the Christmas and New Year periods. If you do have any symptoms, isolate immediately and do not mix with others. At the end of this video is a link to the government website where you can register to get a test, a home test, or where a testing site is located. We also have the 119 number and another link at the end of the video that tells you about the local testing sites in Rochdale and where they have moved to. Section 6. What are the alternatives? It's not about saying that you can't do things over the Christmas holidays, it's about looking at what the alternatives are. So if we can't mix this Christmas, and we can't do our usual choir singing or our usual festive activities, it's about looking at the little things that can be swapped. On here are a few links that will take you to some activities that are available over Christmas and beyond. There's support with physical activity from Link for Life, details that will link you to food choices, hubs and further support. There's the Health and Wellbeing page on the Rochdale Council website, as well as some great information on the Health Watch page. All of this information can help us to do little swaps and changes that can then help us to be safe and healthy in the future. Section 7. Keeping up to date. It's really important as community leaders, as frontline workers, and as people having these celebration conversations, that we keep up to date with the relevant and reliable information, because it can change very quickly, and unfortunately there is a lot of fake news and lots of myths being circulated. Make sure that you have access to all the reliable websites that are on the links provided at the end of this video. This helps to ensure that you have the backing and the confidence to be able to share reliable information with the people that you are working with, and hopefully dispel any myths that may be getting talked about. Here you can find some useful links related to the sections we have discussed in this video. Thank you for taking the time to watch and read through all of this information. Please use the links and familiarise yourself with the information, because this is a joint effort with everybody who works across the whole of the borough for everyone who lives in the whole of the borough, and for us all to be able to come out of this into the new year safe, healthy and well. So we want people to think twice, act now, so we can enjoy later. Thank you.